My name is Rachel Martinez, and I'm going to tell you about the day my sister called me worthless while standing in our dead mother's kitchen. She had a moving truck waiting outside. She had security guards with her. And she had the biggest mistake of her life written all over her face. But she didn't know it yet. I was 32 years old when my parents died in a boating accident off the coast of Florida. One minute they were celebrating their 35th wedding anniversary. The next minute they were gone. My sister Jennifer thought she was about to become a millionaire. She thought I was about to become homeless. She was half right. Before I tell you what happened when we walked into that lawyer's office, do me a favor. Hit that like button if you believe karma is real. Drop a comment telling me where you're watching from. And subscribe to Sister Sephora because this story is going to blow your mind. Now let me take you back to where this all started. 3 years before Mom and Dad died, I got really sick. Not the kind of sick where you stay in bed for a week. The kind where doctors use words like chronic and incurable. My kidneys were failing. I needed treatment 3 times every week at the hospital. Each session took 4 hours. I lost my job as a teacher because I couldn't stand in front of a classroom anymore. I lost my apartment because medical bills ate through my savings like fire through paper. I had nowhere to go. Mom called me on a Tuesday morning. "Come home, sweetheart," she said. "Your old room is waiting." So I packed what little I had left and moved back into the yellow house on Maple Street where I grew up. The house where Jennifer and I used to play hide and seek. Where Dad taught us to ride bikes in the driveway. Where Mom baked cookies every Sunday. Jennifer visited once in those 3 years. Once. She showed up on Thanksgiving with her rich husband Michael and their twin boys, looking like she stepped out of a magazine. Everything about her screamed money. Her purse probably cost more than my entire year of medicine. I spent that whole Thanksgiving cooking. Turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, 3 different pies. I did it because I wanted to help Mom. I wanted to show I wasn't just taking from the family. I wanted to prove I still had value. Jennifer walked into the kitchen while I was washing dishes. She didn't offer to help. She just stood there watching me like I was some kind of exhibit at a museum. "You're still here," she said. Not a question. A statement. "I live here, Jennifer." She picked up a wine glass and examined it like she was checking for dirt. "Mom and Dad are getting old, Rachel. They won't be able to take care of you forever." My hands stopped moving in the soapy water. "I take care of them, actually." "Sure you do." She set the glass down. "Must be nice having everything handed to you. Free rent, free food, free everything." I wanted to throw that glass at her head. I wanted to scream that I gave Mom her medications every morning. That I drove Dad to his doctor appointments. That I held Mom's hand when she cried about her arthritis pain. That I was the one who made sure they never felt alone. But I didn't say anything. I just kept washing dishes while my sister walked away. Mom got worse about 6 months before the accident. Her arthritis spread to her spine. Some days she couldn't get out of bed without help. Dad's heart was giving him trouble too. He needed someone to check his blood pressure twice a day. Jennifer knew all of this. We told her during our monthly phone calls. She always said the same thing. "I'm so busy with the boys and Michael's work." "You understand, right, Rachel? You're there anyway." I was there. I was always there. I learned how to change bandages. How to cook soft foods that wouldn't hurt Mom's stomach. How to stay calm when Dad's heart monitor beeped in the middle of the night. I became a nurse without any training because my parents needed me. And you know what? I didn't mind. Not even a little bit. Because they were my parents. Because they took me in when I had nothing. Because love doesn't come with conditions. But Jennifer. She sent flowers on their birthdays. She called on holidays. She posted pictures on social media calling herself a devoted daughter. The internet believed her. Everyone believed her. She was the successful one with the big house and the perfect family. I was just the sick daughter living off Mom and Dad's kindness. The call came on a Saturday morning in June. A Coast Guard officer with a voice like gravel told me there had been an accident. The boat capsized. They found Mom and Dad 2 hours later. They were gone. I don't remember falling to the floor. I don't remember screaming. I just remember our neighbor Mrs. Chen running into the house because she heard me through the walls. Jennifer flew in the next day. She cried at the funeral. She gave a beautiful speech about how Mom and Dad were her heroes. She hugged people and accepted condolences like she was the only daughter who had lost parents. I stood in the corner in my black dress, too numb to feel anything. After the funeral, everyone came back to the house. Jennifer organized it. She ordered catering, arranged flowers, made sure everyone had drinks. She was the perfect hostess in our dead parents' home. I heard her talking to her husband Michael in the hallway. "The house alone is worth at least $4 million, she whispered. Plus the investments, the life insurance, everything. We're looking at $30 million, Michael. Maybe more." My stomach turned to icy. 3 days after we buried Mom and Dad, Jennifer knocked on my bedroom door. She didn't wait for me to answer. She just walked in with a folder full of papers. "We need to talk about your situation," she said. I was sitting on my bed, holding one of Mom's sweaters because it still smelled like her perfume. "My situation. This house belongs to me now. The lawyer confirmed it yesterday." Jennifer sat down at my desk like she was conducting a business meeting. "You have 2 weeks to find somewhere else to live." The room started spinning. "Jennifer, I don't have anywhere to." "That's not my problem." She cut me off like I was nothing. "You've had 3 years of free living. That's more than generous. I took care of them. You lived off them." She stood up and dropped the folder on my bed. "There's information about some government housing programs. Shelters that take people in your condition." Shelters. She wanted to send me to a shelter. "I can't believe you're doing this." My voice was shaking. "They're not even cold in the ground yet." Jennifer's face didn't change. "Mom and Dad left everything to me because I'm the responsible one. I have a family to think about. Michael's business needs capital. The boys' college funds need to be secured. You understand?" "No, I don't understand." She walked toward the door, then turned back. "Find somewhere else to die, Rachel. You're useless now." Those words hit me like a hammer. Find somewhere else to die. My own sister. My own blood. The girl I shared a room with until I was 12. The girl I taught to braid her hair. The girl I protected from bullies in middle school. She wanted me to disappear. Jennifer left my room and I heard her in the hallway calling the moving company. "Yes, I need a full house clean-out by next Friday. Everything needs to go." I sat there holding Mom's sweater, and something inside me broke. But here's what Jennifer didn't know. Here's what she never bothered to check. Mom and Dad had a lawyer named Thomas Sullivan. He'd been their lawyer for 20 years. And 3 days after Jennifer told me to find somewhere else to die, he called me. "Miss Martinez," Mr. Sullivan said over the phone. "I've been trying to reach your sister, but she's not returning my calls. I need both daughters present for the official will reading. She said you already confirmed everything goes to her." There was a long pause. Then Mr. Sullivan laughed. Not a happy laugh. A knowing laugh. "Miss Martinez, I haven't spoken to your sister in over a year. I have no idea where she got her information, but I suggest you both come to my office on Friday at 2 p.m. What's this about? Let's just say your parents were very specific about their wishes. Very specific indeed." That night I went through Dad's office. I was looking for anything that might tell me what was going on. In his desk drawer, under a stack of old baseball cards, I found a letter with my name on it. The handwriting was shaky. Dad wrote it maybe a week before the accident. "Rachel, if you're reading this, your mother and I are gone. I want you to know something. We saw everything. We saw how Jennifer treated you. We saw how she only called when she needed something. We saw how she looked at you like you were a burden. And we saw how you loved us anyway. You gave up everything to make sure we weren't alone. You deserve better than what Jennifer thinks. Trust Mr. Sullivan. He has instructions. Love, Dad." I read that letter 5 times. Then I called Jennifer. "What?" she answered like I was interrupting something important. The lawyer wants both of us at his office on Friday. I already talked to a lawyer. I don't need Thomas Sullivan, Mom and Dad's actual lawyer. He said if you don't show up, the will can't be read. Silence. Then, fine. Friday at 2. Don't be late. She hung up. Friday came. I put on the only nice dress I owned and took a bus to Mr. Sullivan's office downtown. The building was tall and made of glass. The kind of place where important things happened. Jennifer was already in the waiting room, tapping her foot like she had better places to be. Michael sat next to her, checking his phone. They didn't even look at me when I walked in. The secretary led us into a conference room. Mr. Sullivan was waiting, and he wasn't alone. There was another man there with a video camera. What's the camera for? Jennifer asked. Your parents requested that this reading be recorded, Mr. Sullivan said. For legal purposes. He opened a large envelope and pulled out papers. Lots of papers. Let's begin with the house, Mr. Sullivan said, reading from the will. To our daughter Jennifer Marie Martinez Lawson, we leave our home at 428 Maple Street with the following conditions. Jennifer smiled. Michael squeezed her hand. The house may only be used as a primary residence. It cannot be sold for a period of 15 years. If Jennifer chooses not to live in the house, ownership transfers to Rachel and Martinez immediately. Jennifer's smile disappeared. What? That doesn't make any. I'm not finished. Mr. Sullivan's voice was firm. Jennifer must allow Rachel to live in the house for as long as Rachel needs, rent-free, with full access to all amenities. Any attempt to evict Rachel will result in immediate forfeiture of the property. The room went silent. Michael leaned forward. This is insane. She can't put conditions on an inheritance. She absolutely can, Mr. Sullivan said. And she did. Jennifer's face was red. There's still the money. The investments. The accounts. Mr. Sullivan turned to another page. Regarding the financial assets totaling approximately $28 million. To our daughter Jennifer, we leave $1 million to be distributed over 10 years at $100,000 annually. What? Jennifer stood up so fast her chair fell over. $1 million. What about the rest? The remaining $27 million, Mr. Sullivan continued like Jennifer wasn't having a meltdown, is to be placed in a trust for Rachel and Martinez. Rachel will receive $200,000 per year for living expenses and medical care. The remainder will be invested and managed by a board of trustees. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think. $27 million. For me. Jennifer was screaming now. This is fraud. She manipulated them. She poisoned them against me. Mrs. Lawson, I suggest you sit down and let me finish. I want a lawyer. I'm going to contest this. Mr. Sullivan pulled out a USB drive. Before you do that, I think you should watch something. He plugged the drive into a laptop. The screen on the wall lit up with an image that made my heart stop. Mom and Dad. Sitting in their bedroom. Live. Mom spoke first. Girls, if you're watching this, we're gone. And I have some things I need to say. Jennifer sank back into her chair, her face pale. Jennifer, Mom continued, her voice shaking. You're my daughter and I love you. But you broke my heart 1,000 times. You never called unless you needed money. You never visited unless it was a holiday. You treated your sister like she was nothing. Dad leaned into the frame. We recorded this 2 weeks ago because we knew what would happen when we died. We knew you'd try to take everything. We knew you'd throw Rachel out. The video continued. Mom was crying now. Rachel gave up her life to take care of us. She bathed me when I couldn't do it myself. She sat with your father during his panic attacks. She made sure we took our medicine, ate our meals, had someone to talk to. She didn't do it for money. She did it because she loved us. You want to know why Rachel gets more? Dad's voice was angry. Because she earned it. Not with manipulation. Not with lies. With love. With sacrifice. With being there when it was hard and ugly and thankless. Mom wiped her eyes. Jennifer, I hope you learn someday that family isn't about who has the biggest house or the most money. It's about who shows up. And you never showed up. The video ended. The room was so quiet I could hear the clock ticking on the wall. Jennifer's face had gone from red to white. Michael was staring at the floor like he wanted it to swallow him. Mr. Sullivan closed the laptop and looked at Jennifer with something like pity. Your parents were very clear about their wishes. The will is legal, properly executed, and uncontestable. Any attempt to challenge it will result in the forfeiture of your $1 million inheritance. Jennifer's hands were shaking. She turned them against me. No, I said quietly. It was the first time I'd spoken since entering the room. You did that yourself. She looked at me with pure hatred. You think you've won. I think Mom and Dad saw the truth. I think they knew who really loved them. Jennifer grabbed her purse and stormed toward the door. Before she left, she turned back. Enjoy the house, Rachel. Enjoy the money. You'll die alone in that house with nobody. The door slammed behind her. Mr. Sullivan waited until her footsteps faded down the hallway. Then he pulled out another envelope. Your mother asked me to give you this privately. Inside was a letter in Mom's handwriting. Rachel, my sweet girl. By now you know the truth. Your father and I changed the will after Jennifer's last visit. She came to ask for money to cover Michael's gambling debts. When we said no, she told us we were selfish and that we should be grateful she visited at all. That's when we knew. We knew she didn't love us. She loved what we could give her. But you loved us when we had nothing to give but ourselves. The money is yours because you earned it with every meal you cooked, every medication you managed, every hand you held. Don't feel guilty. Love, Mom. I cried right there in that conference room. Mr. Sullivan handed me tissues and waited patiently while I fell apart. 6 months have passed since that day. I'm still living in the house on Maple Street. I fixed up Mom's garden. I painted the kitchen her favorite color. I turned Dad's office into a reading room with big windows and comfortable chairs. Jennifer never moved in. She couldn't stand the conditions. She couldn't stand having me around as a constant reminder of what she lost. Last week I saw her at the grocery store. She was alone, no Michael, no kids. She looked tired. Her clothes weren't as fancy. Her hair wasn't perfectly styled. We stood in the cereal aisle, neither of us knowing what to say. Finally she spoke. Are you happy? Thought about it. Really thought about it. Yeah, I am. She nodded slowly. Good. That's good. She walked away without another word. I'm not going to lie and say everything is perfect. I still have bad days. I still miss Mom and Dad so much it hurts. I still get sick and need treatment. But here's what I learned. Jennifer thought I was useless because I didn't have money or a big career or a perfect family. She measured worth in dollars and status. Mom and Dad knew better. They knew worth is measured in moments. In showing up. In loving people when it's hard. Jennifer got $1 million and a lesson in consequences. I got a home, security, and the knowledge that the two people who mattered most saw my value. So when Jennifer told me to find somewhere else to die, I did. I found a place to live instead. Right here in the house where love still lives in every room. My name is Rachel Martinez. My sister thought I was worthless. My parents knew better. And that made all the difference. If this story touched your heart, hit that subscribe button and join the Sister Sephora family. Drop a comment telling me. Have you ever been underestimated by someone who should have known better? I read every single comment. Share this with someone who needs to know their worth isn't defined by what others think. Thank you for watching, and remember, karma always keeps receipts.